Oh yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Jeffrey Hardy. It's the fat beat. It sounds like Beverly Hills Cop or something. Not even close. Okay, so I have something for you. You can download this set, and it's just an example of how you can use Session View as chord, as kind of like Logic's chord memorizer, and how you can just kind of approach the Session View differently rather than, you know, having a clip and just having it play. Sorry, let's get this over here. So rather than just having this clip loop indefinitely, right? Well, if you set the launch mode to gate and the quantization to none, now this clip is only going to play as long as you're pressing on it. And so it turns itself off, and so you know, it's basically like a momentary switch. And so this is how I have all these clips set up here that I've so conveniently made for you. So if you put the caps lock key on your keyboard, the left side of the keyboard is going to trigger chords. And you can hear that I made a bass. And you can see the notes here. So the left side of your computer keyboard is going to trigger the top notes as well as a bass note. And the right side of the keyboard is going to trigger that awful lead sound. But the good news is you can just drop your own sounds in, you know, if you go and you just drag over whatever you want, like massive or contact, and if you just drag it onto that channel, you can still use these clips to do whatever. So this is kind of just like a starting point. If you wanted to keep doing the split thing, just make sure you drag it onto the to this word right here, or to replace that instrument. And anyway, that's basic Ableton Live stuff. But let me just tell you about how this kind of came to be, because I was using the chord memorizer plugin that I made in one of my earlier videos, and it's just really lame to try and create basic inversions. It's like kind of complicated to do that. So let's say we have C, F, G, A minor. Well, it sounds stupid to play. It's a wild thing. But, you know, nobody really plays like that. Like, you're going to invert something at some point. So instead of, you might play. Right, so see how there's all those variations there, and so these are just different inversions of the same chords. And so the bottom, so Z, X, C, V is your left first, you know, fingers, then A, S, D, F, and then on the right side of the keyboard, your fingers go. So the point is to be able to be like a. So you can hear the chords, the chord progression isn't changing, but you hear those inversions. And then I can play with my right hand simultaneously, and that's the whole point. And you know, these chords are going to work really well for, like, you know, pop and regular old dance music. But you can definitely go in there and just make whatever kind of chords you want. So with this one, and you can see that I started here. So we've got, instead of just the regular 3 notes, I added a 5th above and a 9th above. So we've got a very rich C9 chord. And then let's add a little juice to this guy. Copy, paste, shift up is going to, yeah. Let's bring that down to there. So where's that? A in the top. Cool. And then let's do A minor. So you can see it's a little bit easier to build these because you can just see more of what's happening. So Cool. So that's a much more complex sounding passage than. Even though, I mean, that's fine. It's just stylistically, it's different. And so those are shapes that you might not be able to even physically play. But since we're just programming them in and playing the clips like, you know, like chord memories or whatever, you know, it's cool. It's fun. So that's basically what I have for you. Now, the reason that I split the keyboard up into two different sides is because I like the idea of being able to create melodies the same time as I'm creating the chord progression. I don't know. I just like being able to practice some riffs and then, you know, to try it. That's all awful, but you get the idea. We just need a whole new sound. So let's find some operator. Go to the lead, what, synth lead maybe? And nope. M9, let's try that. Actually, that might work nice. Close enough. So that's really it. It's just giving you some space where you can do some improvisation stuff. And you can just work out some changes, and you can create some more interesting stuff. And you know, so let's see what happens if we turn this into minor. We get nasty. Bring it A. Get up there. C, F, D. Where's that? A. I feel like I'm spelling something wrong. C, F. I do have a C in there. Let's just move the. Right, and then of course, if you wanted to use this, you'd have to change this note. So you get the idea there. You can just create, you know, little plates, you know, that you can spark different ideas off of and just go from there. Anyway, it was just a fun idea that I had, and I thought I'd run it to completion. I hope everybody likes it, and you can download and link below. Bye.